Hey there, my name is Adam Mitchell and I want to welcome you to my new YouTube channel. And I want to tell you a little bit about this channel and why I'm doing it and who I'm hoping to serve by offering some of my perspective in operating, running, and maintaining traditional martial arts schools, whether they're from Japanese or Chinese or really any descent. It doesn't make a difference. But when it's tradition based, what the important things are that need to be maintained and focused by the school owners, the training group leaders. Now, I've been at this for a long time. If you don't know who I am, if you've never met me before, I was an industry insider for quite a long time, and I've got over a decade of experience with working with the top industry gurus. And I've got a pretty strong message about how I feel regarding you spending your money on a lot of the programs out there, a lot of the mentoring that's out there, some good, some bad, some completely like off the charts when it comes to having no clue what's going on. So anyways, I used to run a program called Keeping It Real, and I had a number of great school owners and group leaders that were a part of that. I stepped away from it for a little while because I have two other businesses that are very successful that I run. Now, the reason I'm making this video is not just to introduce myself and explain what it is that I do, but also to say that I'm getting some skin back in the game here when it comes to helping school owners achieve their goals. Because of challenging times, because of some of the economic hardships that people are having out there, over the last few months I've received a number of emails. I usually receive probably about 4 to 5 a week from fellow martial artists out there who have training groups, who have martial arts schools. Maybe they're professionals, but they do full-time, maybe part-time. Maybe they're trying to get into this to help their household income because they've lost their job. I've heard a lot of different stories from a lot of different angles, a lot of different perspectives. I don't like talking about myself too much, but I do feel the need to qualify a little bit so that you keep watching this video, and hopefully at the end you'll be able to say, this guy can serve me a little bit and help me out. But I spent over $250,000 involved in mentoring and coaching programs in the martial arts industry and outside of the martial arts industry. I became one of the round table people that were at a lot of these industry business events. There were some pretty shocking things that were said to me, some pretty profound things that I discovered, and there were also a lot of wonderful people that I met along the way during that time. I want to share a lot of that with you on this YouTube channel. I want to share a lot of this information. Hopefully you won't make those same mistakes that I made, and hopefully you'll be able to glean a little bit from my experience in running a martial arts school. What you have to remember is that if you come from traditional roots, and there's a succession of instructors behind you that date back quite several generations back or more, then you have to remember that times haven't changed that much, and stop trying to reinvent the wheel. It exists. What you need exists inside of your Budo. It exists in your traditions. You don't need to go to these third parties to think that you have to run a glowing nunchuck seminar on Saturday night for a bunch of 5-year-olds. That way you can pay your rent this month. I understand that hardship. What we're going to do is we're going to get creative, and we're going to be able to bring the rich aspects in your Budo, in your martial arts, or your traditional martial arts, and we're going to bring it onto the mat. And I'd like you to follow some of the equations that I use here in my school, or even be able to offer some of your own for some of our colleagues out there around the world who are trying to serve their communities and their students with the traditional martial arts program. But please understand, let's get away from the mindset of trying to chase the buck, trying to chase the dollar, trying to make our martial arts school successful. And I'll be very honest and transparent with anybody. I always have been. I make a 6-figure salary off running 14 classes a week here at my martial arts school, and it's fully traditional, man. I haven't changed anything, and I haven't listened to any of the people in the industry and saying what should be done and what shouldn't be done. The only two things that I've listened to: one, I listened to my sensei in Japan, and I followed his instruction because he listened to his. And it survived for generations for a reason. And two, I listened to my own heart. And, I should also kind of add in there that I've listened to my students. I pay close attention to what their expectations are, what their needs are. And this way I'm able to fulfill those expectations of my teacher, those expectations of my students, and most importantly, the expectations of my Budo and the heritage and the legacy that I'm now obligated to preserving for future generations. So, that's pretty much it. That's what we're going to be doing here on this YouTube channel. I'm not going to give you a schedule because, as I said, I've got 4 little children at home and a busy household, and I've got a couple of other businesses, but this is what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about the preservation of traditional martial arts. I'm passionate about my colleagues, I'm passionate about my students, and I'm passionate about you allowing me to be here and be able to serve you. And by the way, I'd like you to engage with me here. Comment down below, and look forward to some of the resources that I'm going to have available on the internet following. We've got some really kick-ass programs, like I said, that are going to be coming up December 1st. I've also just completed a book that's a step-by-step program for helping traditional school owners reach their goals. I look forward to working with all of you guys out there, and let's keep it real, everyone.